Taeyong was missing Jungkook so much even though they communicated with each other as usual, but there was no physical relationship in between them, which made Taeyong impatient plus disturbed, as he was afraid what if their relationship got distant and destroyed because of being distant. So he tried his best to be in contact with Jungkook every time possible as he knew Jungkook doesn't love him yet. He was afraid what if someone else takes Jungkook's heart before him. Jungkook on the other hand too missed Taeyong, but it wasn't affected him much as he had so many, unlike Taeyong who wanted to be loyal to Jungkook. Taeyong was a good friend on behalf of being buddies. He cared about Taeyong. He had a soft spot towards Taeyong and loved him like a very close friend. Taeyong knew he has to confess his feelings to Jungkook as soon as possible, but he was afraid of rejection. After a few days, Taeyong somehow managed to seek out of Mr. Kim's grip, making Mr. Kim lose against his ultimate excuses. It was such a nice day for Taeyong as he finally got a chance to go to meet Jungkook. And the first thing he did once he seeked out was dialing Kook's number. With Jungkook was having a chat with Jimin and Hosek when his phone rang. Jimin, who the is disturbing our peaceful talk? He shouted a little with an irritated voice while almost choking the packet of snacks on his hand. J-Hope, yeah, answer it fast, Cook. I hate your ringing tone. Jungkook with a slight cough. Come on, stop acting like a couple who got disturbed in their first night, he said while taking out his phone to check who it is. Caller ID, Taeyong. Jungkook in mind. Taeyong? How am I gonna answer him in front of these two? He slight glanced at Jimin and Hosek before answering the call, gulping a little without being obvious. JK on the phone. Hello? Taeyong. Cook, it's me. Taeyong, are you free tonight? Jungkook. Tonight? Yeah, why? Taeyong. Huh? How can you ask why when you clearly know the reason? Jungkook. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. Give me 10 minutes, I'll come. He grabbed his things as he rushed out of the cabin like he is still on the phone to avoid the questions of Jimin and Hosek, making them dumbfounded on the spot. Jimin, did he just left without minding us? J-Hope. Yeah, he did, he said while enjoying snacks. Jimin, whom he think we are? Do we look like statues? Jimin cursed as he also grabbed his things as it was almost 5 in the evening. With Taekook. Finally, he signed in relief once he arrived to his farmhouse. Taeyong, Jungkook. Taeyong jumped onto Jungkook with his full strength, making Jungkook lose his balance a little due to the sudden impact. Jungkook, what the... Taeyong, he said in an irritated voice. Taeyong, why? He said cutely while still hugging Jungkook. Jungkook, how many times should I tell you I don't like it when people hug me? He said while forcefully detaching himself from Taeyong. Come on, Jungkook, stop being mean. I came here for you facing so many difficulties. But look at you being so ungrateful. He pouted, making a sad face. Jungkook, huh? Your father being super strict is not my problem, and you should know how to take care of it, okay? He said, still with his irritated voice. Taeyong, I know, he said, feeling sad about Jungkook's words. By the way, I know you got angry not because I hugged you, he said, struggling off the sadness. Jungkook, yeah, if so, then glad you understood it. Taeyong, so then because of what? He pushed Jungkook a little. Jungkook, it's because you called me on my working hours. Taeyong, seriously? Jungkook, yeah, what if Jimin no Hosek get to know about us? Taeyong, okay, I understand that, but I called you at 5. Jungkook, you need to know my office hours ends at 6. Taeyong, Aish, okay, from now on I'll stop calling you, he said with an annoyed voice. Jungkook, really? Oh my, thank God, he said teasing tone, making Taeyong whine. Taeyong, you're so mean. Jungkook, he burst into laugh as they entered in their bedroom. Timescape after their session inside Jungkook's room. Taeyong, Cookie, hugging Jungkook while keeping his head on Jungkook's chest. Jungkook, Taeyong, did you miss me on these 2 weeks? He said while drawing circles on Kook's chest with his long beautiful fingers. Jungkook, yeah, I miss you so much, he said as he looked straight into Tae's eyes intensely with so much unknown emotions making Tae's heart jump out of his chest, sinking himself inside Kook's ocean eyes, making himself lost for few minutes hearing Jungkook's confession. Because this is the first time Jungkook looked at Taeyong's eyes in that way. Taeyong could feel love in Jungkook's eyes for him. Taeyong's heart felt burning sensations at the thought of Jungkook is falling in love with him. He started to build their future in his mind. The beautiful moments they are going to experience, their special moments. Taeyong's mind started to dream about every moment yet to come within few seconds, making him want to stop time and stay like this, talking with their eyes for the rest of their lives. Jungkook, in the other hand, was so lost inside Taeyong. He could feel all the emotions Taeyong feel in the same way and felt like his heart has started to betray himself, breaking his own life rules for a second. He was so confused, he started to question himself. What is this unknown emotion he feels whenever he is with Taeyong, especially in this moment? He wanted to find the reason why his heartbeat become uneven whenever he is being so close with Taeyong. Jungkook was struggling so much. Did he realize the importance of Taeyong to him during these 2 weeks when Taeyong was absent? Or did he really miss Taeyong? Jungkook's heart was questioning himself, is this the feeling of love? But his brain was stubborn. His mind didn't want to think about love because he was hardly determined not to fall in love. He always thought true love doesn't exist. Thought feeling of love is just a momentary thing which make people weak. He didn't believe the fact that loving person for the rest of life is practically possible. His mind was warning him not to create any weakness, not to get deviated from his main goal. Finally, after a long battle, Jungkook's mind won, as he broke their long session of eye contact. Standing up from the bed, making Tae come back to earth, confusing him due to the sudden behavior change of Jungkook. Taeyong couldn't believe how easily Jungkook get rid of his emotions like they were nothing as he watched Jungkook getting off himself and get dressed suddenly. Jungkook, I have something important to do. Leave in the morning. It's not good for you to go in the midnight. That's all Jungkook said before leaving in midnight without giving a second glance at Taeyong. Next morning in Kim Mansion, Mr. Kim Taeyong. Mr. Kim's strange full voice echoed in the hall, making everyone in the house jump on their spot. Mr. Kim, Taeyong, Baekhyun. Must be in his room, uncle. Why? With that, Mr. Kim turned to go to Taeyong's room. Baekhyun, uncle, wait. Mr. Kim, why? He said while being annoyed. Baekhyun, here, drink your morning tea, uncle. And till then, let me bring Taeyong here. He said, forwarding the mug of tea and left to Tae's room to check on him. Mr. Kim, hurry up, I'm getting late, he said as he sat on the sofa. Baekhyun in mind. Oh god, how can I tell uncle that Taeyong didn't return to home last night? He thought worriedly, thinking what catastrophe will happen once Mr. Kim get to know that Taeyong hasn't arrived yet. Baekhyun turned the knob to open the door, but it was locked from inside, which surprised Baekhyun. Baekhyun, it's locked. Has he arrived? Taeyong, Taeyong, are you inside? He knocked on the door. Taeyong, yeah, Hung, I'm coming. Stop banging on my door. Baekhyun, hurry up, Tae. Uncle is calling you. Taeyong, Dad? Baekhyun, yeah, I think something is wrong. Cause he was literally shouting your name. Taeyong, Aish, seems God is going to bless me with sweet melody early in the morning. He cursed at the thought as he left to the living room. At living room, Taeyong, Dad, did you call me? Mr. Kim, yes. Where's those files of the project with Mr. Kang? He shouted. Taeyong, suddenly remembers. Actually, Dad, it's in my locker, he said, remembering how he forgot to return the files to the secretary as he was in hurry to go to meet Jungkook yesterday. Mr. Kim, didn't I ask you to return it back right after you finish it? He said, still shouting. Taeyong, I'm sorry, Dad, I forgot, he said, lowering his head. Mr. Kim, huh? How can you be so irresponsible, Taeyong? It's very important file. Such a useless son you are. Don't know why even I trusted you, he said, cursing. Tears started to build in Taeyong's eyes as he tightened his fist to control his anger. Baekhyun, shh, control Taeyong, don't cry. He started to kiss Taeyong's hand, pulling Taeyong for a warm hug. Taeyong, he never see my hard work, Hung. Always see my mistakes, not the profit which I make, not the deals which I win. Why, Hung? Just why? Isn't he my father? Can't he show at least a little love towards me? He broke down in Baekhyun's embrace. Even mum is so busy. She also doesn't have time for me. Baekhyun, come on, Tae. Just don't think too much. Jenny also misses mum. But look at her. She isn't being a crybaby like you, he said in a teasing tone in order to light up Tae's mood, giving a forced smile to Tae. Baekhyun, by the way, Tae, where were you last night? Taeyong, I was in my friend's house. Baekhyun, a friend I don't know, other than Yonggi? Taeyong, yeah, he said with an awkward smile. Baekhyun, then when did you came? Tae, at midnight. Baekhyun, oh, now I got it. Who is he? He asked in a demanding tone, making Tae gulp hard. Taeyong, who? He said, acting like he don't know. Baekhyun, cut the Tae, this is not the first time you did this. Split it out. I want to know the whole truth. Who is that guy you're wandering with, huh?